Okay, I think we're ready to go, guys. Welcome. I am Lynn Lilly. Those of you guys that don't know me, I work a lot with Crayola. You may have seen me on the Crayola Facebook page sharing kids' crafts every week. I also work a lot with Michaels on their Facebook page sharing crafts each week. So I am so excited that you guys are here. My friends at Crayola have come up with a really fun craft for you today, and it is to get ready for Easter. So before we jump into that craft project, if you missed it when you first came in, there is a Q&A button. Okay, so that Q&A button will allow you to ask us questions. So as I go through the projects, if you need me to repeat a step or you've got a question about how to do a step, feel free to type that in the Q&A, and then Rosanna from our team is actually monitoring those. So she'll shout those out to me and I will be able to answer them. If you need me to slow down at any point, you can also type that in that Q&A section. All right, you guys ready to craft today? I'm excited to be here, and I can't believe that Easter is already here. So we better hop to making a craft to celebrate. All right, so here is what we're going to use today. So if we can switch to the top-down camera, I'm going to show you guys the supplies. If you have them at home, we want you to grab those. If you don't, it's no problem. You can watch and always do this later on with your family. So today, we're going to be using Model Magic. And Model Magic comes in a bunch of different sizes. So if you're shopping with your parents to get it, you can get a smaller kit at Michael's that has these smaller packs in it, and you get 6 of these in here. And there's a whole bunch of different color schemes. I've got the neon one here today. And then you can also get the large buckets of Model Magic. You can get it in a variety of colors, and then you can also get white. So the big packs come inside of that, which is what I have here today. So we're going to be using Model Magic. A couple of the other supplies that we're going to use is markers. So you can use washable markers or your regular traditional Crayola markers. Either will work for this. And then we're also going to be using, you can see some of them off to the side here, but I'll lift them up so you guys can see them more. We're going to be using a variety of glitter glue. So if you've got some glitter glue handy, grab that. If not, you can be totally fine with just using your markers. And if you don't even have markers, we can still have some fun just with our Model Magic. If you do have some Model Magic tools, you can grab those as well, but I'll have some alternatives for what you can use for those. All right, you guys ready to get our craft on? Let's get started. So what we're going to do first is we're going to open up our pack of white Model Magic. So if you've got your white, we're going to start with our white Model Magic. One of the other things that you may need is an egg template. We're going to show you how to draw one in a second. But if you need the template and your parents can print it out for you, we're going to post in the chat section a link to that template, and your parents can quickly print that out for you. If you want to draw your own, we'll do that in just 1 second. So I want to tell you about Model Magic because it's always fun for you guys to learn about new stuff, especially if you don't have it. So for Model Magic, it is an air dry modeling clay. So what that means is if you leave the Model Magic out, it will dry overnight and then you can keep it. So it will turn into a project, it'll be hard, and you can keep it out to display. But if you want to be able to make something else with it again, you can store it in a zip top bag or an airtight container. So either one, you can save it and play with it again, or you can let it sit out overnight and keep it. So that's Model Magic, right? And not printing out the template, we can easily draw an egg, right? Drawing is so easy, especially with an easy shape. So if you've got a marker, and here we go. All right, we're back. Okay, so it looks like we had just a small technical difficulty with sound, so I think we're good. Why don't you guys do me a favor? In the Q&A, if it sounds good and you can hear it, let us know. That'll give us a heads up if everything is working out. But I'm going to back up 1 step because I think we may have went on mute for the part where we were drawing our template. So I've got a marker here. You can use a marker or a pencil. And if you've got a piece of construction paper, it can be any color. Go ahead and draw the shape of an egg, and that's going to be our template. Now, if your parents have a printer handy, we put a link in the chat to that template. So if you need it, you can print it out or you can draw your own, okay? I'm gonna give you guys a second to draw that template. And Rosanna, does it look like everything is working well?
Yes, everyone is saying that they can hear you fine now.
Okay, thanks for hanging in with us, guys. You know, when we do these, they're live and sometimes things go wrong, right? But we're just ready to go with the flow and we're back. So go ahead and finish drawing your egg and then cut it out. So use your scissor and cut out your egg. So this is if you need the template, okay? And remember, I'm doing mine on red, but you can do it on any color piece of paper. I chose red just so that you guys could see it a little better, okay? You can also use an egg cookie cutter. If you've got an egg cookie cutter, you can use that as well, an egg-shaped one. But keep in mind, we want to stick with crafting with that egg cookie cutter. So if you're going to use it for crafting, make sure you only keep it for crafting. Okay. So you've got your egg. Now, one other little tip and trick I always like to offer, in case you only have white Model Magic, a fun little tip is that you can actually color your Model Magic with a marker. So I'm gonna just let's grab my purple here. So if you only have white, you can still make your own colors by taking one of your Crayola markers and spread out your Model Magic and add some color to it. So you can make whatever color you want if you only have white handy. Then what you want to do is fold it together. Fold it over. And then what you're going to do is just kind of pull it apart. And you'll want to just mush it in your hands. And you'll keep adding color till you get the color that you want, that you can see that it's already starting to go through. Now, to avoid getting it all over your hands, when you add more color, you want to fold it inward, right? So that you are not directly touching the color right away. So we fold it in. You're almost like making a croissant, right? If anyone loves croissants, that's my favorite breakfast food. If you do have colors today, tell us in the Q&A, what colors of Model Magic are you using? We want to know. This is also a fun way to make a marbled color. So the more and more you do, the darker your color will get, okay? So that's a little tip. If you've only got white, you can make your own colors. So I'm going to set this aside because we've got some colors today. All right. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to start with just white, and then we're going to do some fun stuff with it. But let's go ahead and take a chunk of our white Model Magic, okay? And we want to start by rolling it. So in your hands, roll it into a ball. I always start with rolling in a ball, okay? Rosanna, do we have some shout outs?
Yeah, we have Wesley tuning in from Chicago.
Hey, Wesley from Chicago.
Stephanie from Seattle.
Hey, Stephanie from Seattle.
Tarika from Indiana.
Hey, Tarika from Indiana.
Giselle from New York.
Hey, Giselle from New York.
And Maro from Cape Canaveral.
Hey, Maro from Cape Canaveral. Thanks for crafting with me today, guys. All right, so what I started to do was I started to then just smush my circle, okay? Now, if you have a roller, so you can roll it out. If you've got a crafting roller, remember we don't want to cross using our craft supplies that we use we don't want to use them with food. So you've got a roller. If not, just use your hand, right? So go ahead and smush it out. And then you can kind of flip it over. Just make sure it's not sticking to your table and smush it out. So if you don't got a roller, the palm of your hand will work just perfectly. All right. Okay. So you want to make sure that when you're smushing it out, it's going to be enough for you to put your egg on there. So whether you're using a cookie cutter or you drew your own egg or you're using the template that we made, just make sure that you smush it out evenly and that it's you've got about a 1/4 inch thickness. It can be as thick or as thin as you want. There's no right or wrong answer with this, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to put our template right on top. And if you guys need me to slow down, remember you can always ask me to repeat a step in the Q&A. Rosanna, how are we looking as far as speed goes?
We're looking good.
Good? Okay. All right, so now that we've got our egg template, remember it's just a piece of construction paper we use to draw our egg, we're going to take one of our Model Magic tools. So this came in my Model Magic tool kit, but if you don't have this, you can even use a pencil. You could use a plastic throwaway knife will work as well to just trace around the egg. So you want to make sure that you're using enough pressure that it's going through. And you can check as you go, but we're going to trace all the way around our egg. Okay, and make sure that we cut all the way around and that our lines connect. Okay, give you guys a second to do that. And then we can pull up our template. All right, and then we want to make sure that we cut all the way through and we pull out that excess Model Magic. Now remember, you can save this, right? So let's go ahead and ball it up. We're just going to set it back in our pack for a second. Now, if your edges look a little rough, like mine do, what you can do is take your finger and just slightly go around the sides and smooth it out. So you just kind of tap it a little bit and it gives it a nice smooth side. Okay? All right, and look, we've got an egg. It looks excellent. I've got lots of mom jokes for you kiddos. So I hope you like them, right? All right, I have a 3-year-old daughter at home who loves to make crafts. All right, so now we've got one white egg, okay? What we need to do is we need to make a hole because this egg is gonna be an ornament that can go on a tree. So take a paper clip. So grab any paper clip that you have. Parents, you may need to ask your parents for one from their office. You need a paper clip. And what we're going to do is we're going to unfold that paper clip, just a smidge. This can be any size paper clip. The important part is that it's got an end, because we're going to use the end to poke our hole. So you pull that open, and we're going to take our egg, and I'm going to come up closer to the camera so you guys can see it. And towards the top, we're going to set the end of our paper clip there, and we're going to punch it through. So you see it goes all the way through, and then I'm just going to twirl it a little bit and pull it out to make my hole. Rosanna, do we have a question?
Yeah, can you show that one more time, please?
Yes. Okay, so we took our paper clip and we pulled the end out, and this can be any size paper clip. And then what you want to do is just take your paper or take your end of your paper clip and punch a hole right through the egg, and then swirl it just a little bit to make your hole a little bigger, because we're going to put a piece of yarn or string through there when we're done. Okay, got it? All right, now I'm going to give you guys a second. We're going to use our markers and some glitter glue to decorate this one. Okay, so if you've got some markers handy, grab some markers. If you've got some glitter glue, now's the time to grab some glitter glue. All right. I want to know, if you're using markers, what's your favorite color marker? I want you to use your favorite color on this one. So tell us in the Q&A what your favorite color marker is. Mine, I change my favorite colors, but mine right now is purple. I love purple. Okay, so now here's where you can have some fun. You can draw on your Model Magic. So lightly, right? Because there's still a little bit of an indent. You want to lightly draw, and you can draw some squiggly lines, you can draw some straight lines, you can draw some polka dots. You can draw really whatever your heart desires. You can get creative with it. Okay, so draw something fun with your favorite color marker on your egg. Rosanna, what are our favorite colors? I want some shout outs.
We have Grant, and he says blue.
Grant says his favorite's blue.
Emily says any kind of blue is her favorite color.
Oh, we got lots of blues. You guys like blue. All right, well then we're going to use blue here.
Mabel says purple.
Mabel says purple. Girl, you like purple like me. Cool.
And Diane is pink.
And Diane is pink. Awesome. All right, well, it seems like we got a lot of people that like blue. So we're going to use our glitter glue. And here's what glitter glue is, in case you don't know. So glitter glue is a glue with glitter in it. And it's not messy. So parents, if you're watching, this is a lifesaver. My daughter loves glitter, and we use glitter glue now all the time instead of loose glitter because it avoids those messes that we know are hard to clean up. So if you've got some glitter glue handy, you can do things like add polka dots, and you can add lines. You can do any shapes that you want. If you don't have any glitter glue handy, that's okay. Keep drawing with your markers and add some more designs with your markers, okay? So you can really have fun doing whatever you have on hand, okay? All right, that's egg number 1. Now, what we want to do is we want to leave our egg dry, okay? And then once it's dry, we're going to put a string on it. So let me show you guys one. We've got one over here. Oh, where did my pink? Oh, I want to show you guys this one because we use pink on this one too. I know we got some people who liked pink. So check out this one. It's dry and you can kind of tell, I wish you guys could touch it through the screen, but it's got a nice consistency. You can't mold it anymore. So it's perfect to hang on the tree. Now, what we did was we took some yarn and just strung some yarn through that hole we made and tied a knot. So you can put any kind of string that you have at home through it. Yes, Hope's got a question behind the camera. Yes, Hope.
Do you bake the model magic?
Okay, so Hope's question was, do you bake the model magic? Nope, you let it sit out and air dry. So this will dry overnight and your glitter glue will also dry and it's nice and sparkly. So you just let it sit out overnight and it dries and then you can hang it on your tree. So can we go to the front camera real quick? We're gonna switch over to the front before we move on to our next egg. All right, so then it's ready to hang on our tree. So I'm gonna put it right here. So how fun is that, right? It dries overnight. Okay, you guys ready to make another one? This one is gonna be one of my favorites because I really like to mix colors together. So what we need for this one is we need some white model magic and then pick another color. So any color that you have on hand, or remember we talked about in the beginning how to make your own colors. If you don't have a variety, you can use your markers to color and then mold it until you get the color that you want. So if you don't have another color, you can always go back and make it later and just watch for now. All right, so we can switch back to the top down and we'll get ready to make our second egg. Okay, so we've got some white. That's step 1. We're gonna grab some white. I'm gonna set my white pack aside. And then I have some of my neon ones. So I'm gonna take my neon ones and let's pick, do we wanna pick pink, green, or yellow? You guys tell me real quick in the Q&A, which color do you want me to use? Pink, green, or yellow? Rosanna's gonna let me know who's the first to respond, and then I will do that color.
Pink.
Pink, all right. Someone was fast and wanted me to use, who wanted me to use pink?
Lexi and Grace.
All right, Lexi and Grace, I'm doing pink for you. All right, so I'm gonna open up my pink and I'm just gonna take this whole little chunk out. Now, as a reminder, these smaller packs are what come in this size of the Model Magic box. So you get 6 little packs, 2 of each color come in this one. And then there's also the large, so for parents, if you're looking to buy some, you know, these larger buckets, you can get a variety bucket of different colors. You can also get just white. And that is what comes in with these bigger packs right here. So you know the difference. Everything is sold at Michael's, of course. All right, so you want to set your 2 colors next to each other. Let's take away some of our white because we want to have almost an equal amount of each. It's okay if you have a little more of one, but try and have about an equal amount of each color. Now, what we're gonna do first is we're gonna roll this one into a snake. So put it between your hands and roll it into a snake, okay? It doesn't have to be super thin. That'll work for us to start, okay? So I'm gonna pause a second and let you guys catch up. Okay, so roll your first one into a snake. If you need to see how to do it again, I'll start it again for you, okay? So it's a blob right now, and then we wanna put it between our hands, and we wanna just move our hands back and forth, almost like you're like a campfire, right? So if you're pretending to start a campfire, we've all played camp at home, it's the same thing, right? So you're just whittling your wood like that, okay? Rolling it into what looks like a snake. So it's a snake roll in between your hands. And it doesn't have to be exact or how long, just get it into that long snake-like form, okay? So we're doing that with our white. Then we're gonna take our pink and we're gonna do the same exact thing with our pink, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna roll it into a snake with our hands until it's about the same as our white. It can be a little shorter, a little longer, it doesn't have to be perfect. All right, I'm gonna give you guys a second to get there. Okay, Rosanna, how are we doing? Do I need to slow down a little bit?
Yeah, you're good.
We're good. Okay, cool. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our 2 pieces that we rolled out, touch them together at the top, and we want to swirl them around each other. So we're gonna wrap them around each other like that. Okay, so we just twisted them together, really simply. Doesn't have to be perfect, any way works. We just want to get them connected, right? All right, so I'm going to pause for a second. So all you have to do is twist them together. So put them next to each other and twist. Do we need to see that again? Should I show it again? Okay, here's what I'll do. I'll grab, what was our second color? Was it green or yellow?
Green.
Green. All right, so I'm going to take a green one. We'll do it at the same time. Okay, so you guys can see. So we'll do it one more time together. Okay, so we've got our white. We got our green. What we did was we rolled this guy. So rolling, 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 rolling. We can make a song out of it, right? Rolling, rolling, rolling. We're gonna roll these 2 pieces till they're about the same length. Okay, roll them out. Then, okay, so if you missed the twisting part before, ready? Touch them together, okay? Got 2 of them touched together, and then we're just gonna twist them. We're gonna wrap them around each other. Like that, okay? Got it? Just like that. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to the pink, and I'm gonna do every step twice for you. So in case you missed it, we'll do it on the second time on the green. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep twisting and twisting and twisting again, and then we're gonna fold it in half, okay? And then we're gonna twist again. So we're gonna keep twisting it. And then we're gonna fold it in half again. And we're gonna twist again. And we're gonna keep doing that until we get a cool marbled mixed pattern. So we twist it, and then we can fold it, and we can twist it again, okay? Till it really mixes together, all right? So you can see that this one has started to mix together. I'm gonna do the same thing again on the green one. So here we are, we twisted them together. We're gonna twist, and twist, and twist, and twist, and twist. Keep twisting. We got a question, Rosanna.
We have some shout outs.
Oh, let's do some shout outs while I'm twisting and folding.
So we have Chloe from New Jersey.
Hey, Chloe from New Jersey.
Julie from Pennsylvania.
Hey, Julie from Pennsylvania.
Grace from Chicago.
Hey, Grace from Chicago.
Abby and Clara from Colorado.
Hey, Abby and Clara from Colorado.
And Emily from Georgia.
And Emily from Georgia. Hey, Emily, guess what? We're neighbors. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. All right, so with this one, we're twisting. If you guys haven't told us where you live, you can tell us that in the comments. We like to know. And if you want to tell us what color you're using, we want to hear from you. And hit that Q&A button and you can talk to us, especially if you have a question too. Parents, you can also ask questions in that Q&A as well. All right, so we're folding and we're twisting and folding and we're twisting, okay? So you can see we got it nice and mixed. Both of these have a cool marbled pattern. All right, so now our next step is, remember, I always like to go to a ball. So let's roll it into a ball. And it doesn't have to be a perfect ball, but let's get it in that round shape, okay? So we're gonna do that with the pink one first. And then I'm also gonna do it with my green one so that you guys can see double the steps, right? All right, so we're gonna roll this. Who's excited about Easter? What is your favorite Easter candy? Tell us in the Q&A. What's your favorite Easter candy? We like to know that. Fun stuff. So what is your favorite Easter candy? Okay. We got 2 balls, right? All right, so now I'm going to just move my yellow out of the way here. Remember, we're going to roll it out now, just like we did before. You can either use a rolling pin that's only used for crafts, or you can use your hand. So either way, if you've got a rolling pin, you can roll it out. If you don't, you can use the palm of your hand to smush it out, okay? And remember, we want to smush it out so that it's big enough to fit the size of the egg template that we made. Now, if you guys came in late, no worries. This video is going to be posted in about 24 to 48 hours on michaels.com/classes, and it'll also be on the Michaels YouTube page. So you can always go back and rewatch this, especially if you're going to plan to do this as a family this weekend. You can always rewatch the video together. Okay. All right. So we've got, we'll call it our breakfast in our house. We make pancakes and waffles almost every weekend. We love it. All right. So then remember, we're going to take our egg template and we're going to put it on top. Okay. And then we're going to take our tool. So we've got a Model Magic tool here. You can also use a disposable plastic knife as well. You can use the tip of a pencil, whatever's going to allow you to trace around your egg, okay? And we want to make sure that we go all the way around. If you've got an egg cookie cutter that you just use for crafting, you can use that to punch out your egg as well. And if you need that template, your parents want to print out that template, we posted that, right, Rosanna?
Yes.
Posted in the chat section. Okay, so then we pulled away that excess and we want to pull up our template. And we can use this template over and over again, which is really nice. So, and we're going to save this. Now remember, to save it, we put it in a zip top bag or we put it in an airtight container so that we can play with it again later. Okay, then we're going to pick up our egg. And the edges look kind of rough, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to take our finger and we're just going to pat around, okay? And we're going to pat all the way around. All right, until we get nice smooth edges. All right, should we see it again with the green one, Rosanna? Does it look like we needed to see it again?
Yeah, one more time.
Okay, we'll see it again one more time. Rosanna's the one that's monitoring your questions as well. So she's helping me keep up if you guys need me to do it again. All right, remember we've got our ball. Put it down on our table and use your palm or a roller to roll it out, okay? And then I always like to flip mine over, just making sure that it's not getting stuck to my tabletop. All right. And then we want to make sure that we press it out large enough, and I'm just pressing down with my palm and just trying to press down evenly. So this is kind of what it looks like. So it's like a pancake, right? But we don't eat it, remember. All right, so we want to make sure that it is big enough so that our template fits on top of it. We put our template on there, and then we're going to take our Model Magic tool, or if you don't have it, you can use your plastic knife, or you could drag a pencil point around, and we're going to cut out our egg. And while I'm doing this part, Rosanna, do we have a few more shout outs?
Yeah, we have Ziggy from Florida.
Hey, Ziggy from Florida.
Dylan from New Jersey.
Hey, Dylan from New Jersey.
Lucas from California.
Hey, Lucas from California.
Valeria and Nicholas from Delaware.
Hey, Valeria and Nicholas from Delaware.
And Lainey from Kentucky.
Hey, Lainey from Kentucky. Isn't it so cool that you guys are crafting alongside other kids from across the country? I think that's pretty cool. And I'm here in Atlanta, so maybe we got some other people that live in Georgia. If you are a Georgia crafter, a Georgia craft kid, let us know in the comments, or excuse me, in the Q&A. Yes, question.
Fergus has a question, wants to know if you can use paint to dye the Model Magic.
Okay, so Fergus's question is, can you use paint to dye the Model Magic? You can, it's just gonna be a little bit messier. So if you've got markers, I recommend using markers. Paint will just be a little bit messy, okay? So I would stick to markers. All right, so we've got our green marbled egg, remember? And then we've also got our pink one. Now remember, if your edges are a little jagged, just use your finger, pat those edges down and smooth them out. Okay, now our next step is we can decorate it, or we can move on and just put a hole in it. But we're going to decorate one of these. So since we didn't use our yellow, let's grab our yellow. We're going to open up our yellow, and I'm just going to take out a small amount of yellow, and we're going to make some polka dots to go on our pink and white one. Okay, so take out a small piece of another color if you've got one. You can also use, if you've got more pink, you can also use pink as well. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna take small little pieces and we're gonna roll them in the palm of our hand, okay? And this is gonna help us make a polka dot. Now these polka dots can be as big or as small as you want. So once you get your circle, okay, you see your little circle polka dot, take your finger, press it down. And we wanna flatten it. Okay, and we want to just make sure we kind of flatten it. We keep it in a circle. It doesn't have to be perfect. That's the fun part about crafting, right? You don't have to be perfect. Your craft is your artwork and it's beautiful in your eyes. And you know what? It's fun to have different artworks. It doesn't always have to be the same. So keep that in mind. You don't have to do the same exact thing that I'm doing. You can do something different. Okay, so we've got a dot. We're going to place a dot right there. Okay, and just slightly push it on and it automatically sticks, which is really cool. We're going to do that again. So we're going to take a small chunk of our Model Magic, and then you can use a finger or roll it between your hands, but we're going to get it to a ball. Once we get it to a ball, and I'm going to do this a couple times. In case you miss it, we're going to take our finger and we're going to press it down. Okay, and we flatten it out till we get it to the shape and the thickness that we want. And I like to keep it kind of thin so you guys can see that. And then we're going to put it on our egg. So we're going to put this one down here, that. All right, we're going to do it again. We're going to roll, okay? And then we're going to take our finger and we're going to flatten it. Now with this one, we're going to do something different. So, because you know, sometimes polka dots are coming off the edges, we're going to take this one, and I've got my same little tool that I used to cut out my egg, and I'm going to cut it in half, okay? So now we have 2 halves. We'll do that again in a second. But we're going to take a half, and we're just going to put one right up against the edge there, okay? And slightly push it down. Same thing, right up against the edge, like that. And then, you want to see me do that again? Rosanna, do we need to do it again?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, so we'll do it one more time. We're going to roll into a ball. Take our finger and smush it down. Okay, we smush it till it gets pretty thin. And the nice part about this, it doesn't stick to your hands, which is great. Okay, and then you also want to take your tool that you used, same tool you used to cut out your egg, and we're just going to slice it in half. Okay, so now we have another half, so we can take our half and we can put it right along the edge, and I will bring this up to you guys so you can see it. And then maybe we'll put another half right there. Oh, right there. And we'll switch it out. Okay, now let's do one more small little circle, and then we're going to be done with this one. So these are really easy to do. So what I'm going to do is do one little small little circle. Use my finger, and I'm going to press it down, and we're going to put that one in the center. Okay. All right. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take our paper clip. Remember, you needed a paper clip, and your paper clip started looking like a paper clip, right? What we do is we just pull out that end of our paper clip, okay? Pull out that end of our paper clip. And then we're going to take our egg. So we'll take this pink one that we just worked on. And we're going to take that end of our paper clip, and we want to just move in a little bit from the edge. We want to set our paper clip right there. And we want to push it all the way through, okay, so that we see it come out the other side. And then we want to swirl it just a smidge to make that hole big enough for a piece of string or yarn to fit through, okay? Then what we do is we let this sit and air dry, okay? So we'll let it sit and air dry overnight, and then we'll be ready to hang it on our tree. All right, so in case you need to see again with the paper clip, we've got our green one here, and we're going to leave this one just like this. We take the end of our paper clip, we move it in just a little bit from the top, we push it through, and then we slightly twirl it, that, to make sure that our hole is big enough for a piece of yarn or string to fit through. Okay, now, here's some fun. I want to show you one. Here's another one. Let's see what other ones do I have up here. Ooh, I've got a fun red one. I'm going to show you guys this red one too. So check out these two. So there's 2 other ideas that you could do. So this is a red and white if you've got red Model Magic. We've also got white with purple polka dots, and then we took our glitter glue and added some glitter glue polka dots throughout. And you can see once these are dry, they're nice and sturdy, right? So they're not going to mold anymore, and they're perfect to hang on your tree. All right, so let's go to the front cam. We're going to hang these guys on our tree. All right, so you guys can see me. Okay, perfect. Hi, guys. Good to see you. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to hang these. I want to make sure that you guys can see us from where I am. And I just put a piece of yarn through that hole we made once it was dry. Okay, so we can put this one right here. We've got another purple marbled one here too that we decorated with some glitter glue. All right, I think we're gonna make one more, right? Should we make one more? Let me show you. We're gonna skip a few steps so we can hop back over to our top-down camera. And I'm gonna show you how to make a chick really, really quick. So this is a fun, quick one. I love Easter chick crafts. I just think they're so cute. Okay, so if you got some yellow, I've got the regular yellow here. So you can see the difference in the neon versus the regular. So there is your classic kit of Model Magic that gives you your classic colors, your reds, your blues, your yellows as well. So you can also get that at Michael's. Or remember, if you've got a marker, you can make your own yellow with your white. So we did all those same steps. Cutting out our egg, we put our hole in it right there with our paper clip, and then I let this one dry. So I've got some extra over here. So I have some orange and some black. So I'm going to bring these out. Michael's also sells your packs in this single size as well. So you can get single colors in this pack as well. All right, so what we're going to do first with this one is I've got some orange from one of my smaller packs, and we're going to make a beak, okay? So we need just a little bit because our little chickie doesn't have to have a huge beak. So I always start by rolling it in a ball, okay? Hey, and if you guys are having fun so far, tell me in the comments. I want to know if you guys like these crafts. So tell us in that Q&A box where you can make a comment in the Q&A box at that Q&A and tell me if you're liking the crafts. Okay, so what I'm doing now with my fingers is I'm just forming a beak, okay? So I'm making a triangle, which is what my beak looks like, okay? So I started with a ball, and we can do it again. I've got a little more right here. So I've got a small piece right here. What we do is we roll it, and then we smash it, okay? We smash it with our finger, and then we can bring it to a point by squeezing it between these two fingers, right? So that brings it to a point, and then we take our other finger, and we push it down to make that triangle, right? So our fingers look like a triangle, and that helps us form our triangle beak. And then you can always use your fingers if you need to kind of smush it out. You can do that as well, okay? So we're going to put that right in the center of our, well, a little bit above center, right? So where our beak would be, okay? And put that down. So now we've got the beak of our chick. I've got some black. Now, if you don't have black, actually, let's show you what you can do with marker, right? Because if you don't have black, to make some eyes, you can always take your black marker. Yes, question.
Do you have to wait for the Model Magic to dry to decorate it?
You don't. No, you can decorate it right away. I just have this one dry that I did yesterday. You can decorate it right away. Or here's the thing, right? If you let this egg dry overnight and then you decide you want to add some decorations to it, you can still do that too. So Model Magic is magic, to say the least, right? So you can do so many things with it. So even if it's dry, we can add some on and then let those pieces dry, or you can decorate it right away, okay? So I've got my black marker here, and I'm going to just draw some circles. And I'll bring this up to the camera in 1 second. Just draw some little circles. All right, and now we have eyes, right? How cute is that? Okay, and then we're gonna give our little chickie a little smile, right? So our chickie has a smile. So simple as that. You can always go back if you want to add in some wings. You can add in wings. You can also add in feet. So if you do have some black and you want to add in some little chickie feet, you can do that as well. I'll show you how to make a little chickie foot. And then you guys can get creative with this. So I'm going to leave this open-ended so you guys can decide what you want to do with it. So for my foot, I just snake rolled it out. And then I'm going to bend it over and form an L. Put this in my hands so you guys can see it. An L like that, right? And then I'm going to set it down. I'm going to take a small smidge and roll it out, okay? And we're just going to roll it out. And then what we're going to do with this little snake, we're going to come back over here to our L that you see here, and we're going to make little claws, okay? So we just put that right over there. I know that might be a little hard to see. Put it right over there, and you can kind of mold them together. You make your little chickie claws. I'm going to do it one more time. so you guys can see it. So we're gonna set that one down. We're gonna roll out. So again, use your fingers. Palm of your hand makes a great workspace when you're making small things with your Model Magic. So snake it out. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna form it into an L. Okay, an L for Lynn. That way you can remember my name. All right, so we're gonna make that L. We'll set that down for 1 second. And then what we're gonna do is we are gonna make another little snake. Doesn't have to be as long, and that's gonna be the other little toesies to our claw. We're gonna take our L and we're gonna place that right on top of it. And then we'll pull these guys out a little bit to make our claws, okay? Just like that. And then we can take our claws and on the back, so we're gonna flip this guy over a second. We're gonna smush it down, okay? Right on the back so that our claws are facing down right now. And we'll smush that one right on the back there. We flip it over and we can get our feet the way we want them. And then we'll let it dry. And then you can add wings and you can do other things to it. But I'm gonna leave it there and let you guys get creative. All right, so let's go back to our front camera so we can kind of recap all the fun that we had. All right, who liked it? Did you guys have fun? Tell me in the Q&A if you had fun, because guess what? There's another kids crafting workshop tomorrow. So we are going to be celebrating National Crayon Day tomorrow, okay? So it is National Crayon Day, and what better way to celebrate it than with Crayola? Because you know what? Crayola is the crayons, right? Everyone's got Crayola crayons at home. So we're gonna be doing 2 crayon crafts, and I'm gonna show you some fun ways that you can use your crayons and some watercolor to create some cool reveal projects. This one might be a little bit hard to see, but I'm bringing it up towards you. So what you'll need tomorrow is you'll need some watercolor paints. So get your Crayola watercolors. You're gonna need your Crayola crayons. And then you're gonna need some watercolor paper or a canvas. You can sign up for that workshop tomorrow at michaels.com/classes. Same place that you signed up for this one, but you do have to sign up ahead of time. So if you wanna take it, make sure that you sign up. All right, guys, so we made Easter eggs today. You can see a lot of them are displayed on our tree. Which one was your favorite? Tell me really quick in the Q&A. Did you like the marbled one that we made? Did you like the one where we drew some patterns with our markers? Or did you like the chick? Which one was your favorite? We'd love to hear from you in the Q&A. All right, Rosanna, do we have any more shout outs or questions?
Yeah, we have some shout outs. We have Rihanna from Alberta, Canada.
Hey, Rihanna from Alberta, Canada.
Elizabeth from Hilton Head.
Hey, Elizabeth from Hilton Head.
Tallulah from Alabama.
Hey, Tallulah from Alabama.
Mustafa and Khadijah from Pennsylvania.
Hey, Mustafa and Khadijah from Pennsylvania.
And Nadia from Wyoming.
Hey, Nadia from Wyoming. Guys, I am so excited that you crafted with me today. Parents, if you're watching and you want to share what your kids made on social media, please do. We would love to see it. And so we can see it. Make sure that you use the hashtag Crayola Crafts and hashtag Michael's Classes or hashtag Make It With Michaels. That way we can see what your kids do. And who knows, it might get shared by Crayola or Michaels. All right, guys, is there any reminders or things that I need to remind everyone about? I think we got Rosanna?
Oh, sorry, we have a question.
Yeah.
What's the best way to store them in?
Okay, so best way to store your eggs? Out in the open. So once your eggs have dried and you've got them ready to hang on your tree, they can just hang on your tree, right? But if you've got extra Model Magic like we did, you want to go ahead and put that in an airtight container. So like I keep some zip top bags and I keep mine in my zip top bags, okay? So when you get ready to close it, just push out all that air and then zip it shut, okay? So that's a great way. Or if you've got any type of like a plastic container that has a sealable top on it, you can also keep it in there as well. All right, any other questions? All right, guys, if you want more Easter crafts too, you can head over to Crayola's Facebook page. We just did a live broadcast earlier today and shared 3 fun Easter crafts. So more ideas over there or at Crayola.com/crafts. You'll find tons of fun things to do with the family, plus some free coloring sheets that you can download too. All right, anything last minute before we sign off?
We're good.
All right, you guys are awesome. Happy Easter. I hope I see you here tomorrow for our crayon crafts. And have a wonderful night. Bye, guys.